Guys, UFC 270, Ciryl Gane versus Francis Ngannou is coming up Saturday. I personally predict this will be the biggest heavyweight fight in all time. And I'll tell you what, our friends and show sponsors over at DraftKings Sportsbook are offering an incredible deal to help us celebrate. Bet just $1 DraftKings Sportsbook. If either Ngannou or Gane lands a single punch on Saturday night, you will win $100 in free bets. You heard that right. One jab, a cross, a hook, a uppercut, a haymaker, a hammer fist. If they touch the other opponent with their glove anywhere on the body, you are going to get $100 in free bets. All you have to do is go sign up at DraftKings Sportsbook by clicking on the link below. Use the promo code Sonnen and bet just $1. Guys, this is a no-brainer. DraftKings is safe, secure, and it's reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Sonnen and bet $1. Wait for these monsters to land a punch this Saturday and you win. That's code Sonnen only at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC. All right, guys, take it from me. The heavyweight championship is this Saturday. I say you have to take it from me because nobody else is going to tell you. What could have and should have been the biggest heavyweight fight of all time is right around the corner, and nobody's discussing it. Now, I will tell you a few things. And quite frankly, knowing who's going to win this fight, you're either going to look smart or you're going to look like a fool because it's not going to be close. These guys are not going to go out there tit for tat. Make no mistake. One guy closes the other guy off. If Ciryl Gane wins, he is going to take some huge luster off of Francis because Ciryl only has one way to win. Ciryl is a kickboxer who's yet to even see the ground. He has never seen the ground because his wrestling and his jiu-jitsu is so good. He's never seen the ground because he's never been in there with anybody who's tried to take him there. Francis fits that same bill. Once again, Ciryl gets an ideal opponent, somebody who's going to play the game that he wants to play. I mean, a fight is a dance. Only one person can lead at a time, and you cannot do it by yourself. So Ciryl's got the perfect dance partner for his kind of techniques that he likes to use, which is punches, kicks, slip an elbow in. If a knee's there, I'll grab it. Stay off the fence, stay in the open, forget about the wrestling, right? I mean, it's a really great matchup. But if Ciryl goes out there and finds that he can touch his opponent, he is going to touch him all night long. Make no mistake. There's a lot riding on this for Francis that isn't just the championship belt. Francis has other interests. That annoys some of you. But Francis has disclosed this, and as one of our own, we really should support him in that. If he wants to go talk about doing boxing, and don't forget Francis's past, Francis never planned to do MMA. When Francis walked in the gym for the first time, he was aspiring to be a boxer. So just hold that thought. Because how you sell an MMA fighter to go over and to go do boxing is a little bit of a fragile thing. That doesn't just work. If that just worked, that's what we would be doing every Saturday. It's a very rare thing, but if you have this masterful striker who does great with his hands in MMA, who really shows that he understands distance and range, that he gets speed, he gets movements, you can package that up a lot easier and go put him into the boxing ring. Now, I'm only saying that because this is Francis's dream. Whether you like it for him or not, it's his dream. If he loses this fight to Ciryl, he is going to lose in a devastating fashion. He may not fall down. He might be like Derek Lewis. He might be tough enough to go out there and take it, but he's going to take it so long, all night long, that he's either going to get picked apart with punches and kicks, which makes it very tough to say I can go transition and take on a pure striker, or he's going to have mercy shown him and the referee's going to pull him off. It's that bad if Ciryl wins. If Ciryl wins. The other side of the coin is the positive for Francis, which is it's going to be a striking battle. He's taking on a great striker, and if Francis is to win, he's going to shut him off. Francis is not going to win the fourth round. Francis isn't going to dig deep in the fifth round. He's going to beat Ciryl's ass, and he's going to do it early, and he's going to put him down. We just don't know which one of those theories are right. We don't know. We don't know who's going to do what to who. We don't know who's going to overcome. We have seen Ciryl show an ability later in a fight to do just as well as he did in the first of the fight. All the champions have that. There is no champion and no exception where in the fourth and fifth round they can't hold up. And Ciryl has proven that. We haven't seen that from Ngannou. But that's because Francis lays people in their wake. We didn't see that from Mike Tyson, guys. I mean, in all fairness, these great and these big strikers, the ones that are ferocious and that we fear, they come out and they do their work early on. So there's no insult here. It's just a good, clear understanding of what we're getting ready to go see and what's on the line. This is not just about interim champion, undisputed champion. They both got to live their dream to some degree. These guys have both won. You're never going to bring them down. If you're on the side of a hater, you don't get to bring them down. If you're on the side of a hater, you do have the ability to take a dream away from Francis. If Francis loses this fight, which will be purely stand-up, he's going to be outstruck by a guy who Tyson Fury is not currently familiar with. It's going to be devastating. You know, I had a similar comment on this. I got yelled at. I got yelled at today by George Masvidal. Now, it was through the media. I haven't spoke to George, but through the media. And I had made a comment earlier in the week that all the dirt sheets picked up. And I appreciate that to you, dirt sheets. I love when you grab me for a headline. But they took the headline that this is a career-ending fight for George Masvidal. That's true. I said those words. But if you don't know what was said before and after, you will be misled. My entire thing praised George Masvidal. It praised the courage that he had, not to go there and deal with Colby. He can go and take care of himself with anybody. But because of what George is putting up, he's the second biggest draw in combat. If he's to lose to Colby Covington, it's going to be one way, which is he gets thrown down and he gets dominated. And that's going to take a little bit of luster off that nice shiny wheel. Fair comment by me, and I stand by it. George only read the headline, thought I was out here burying him. The truth is just the opposite. I do not think that George and Colby know each other. I will go as far as to say those workouts didn't even happen. And I'm talking about from a perspective of having a good understanding of what I can do to you and what you can do to me. I don't think so. They were at different weight classes. I think this is fresh. I think this is brand new. I think that Masvidal has clearly shown us that he knows how to deal with wrestlers. He knows how to take care of himself. This is the right weight class. And I also think Colby leaving the gym, which generally is not a recipe for success. Colby became the interim champion at ATT. When he leaves ATT, what's he going to lose? Well, he didn't. I thought Colby looked better in his fight against Usman. Bad news for Colby, Usman looked better than their first meeting. Now, I only bring that to you because sometimes you can get lost in the sauce here. Daniel Cormier line, right? Lost in the sauce. But I'll share with you, if you go into the fight, Ciryl versus Francis, of course we don't know who's going to win. And of course we're excited to see it. But Dana White has a history of putting on meaningful contests. They must have meaning. There must be significance. Two guys come in, all your chips on their table, one guy takes it off. It's that big of a deal for Francis. Because Francis does have a childhood dream, which he appears he has got the foot down on the pedal to pursue, which is to go into the boxing world and see how he can do just in stand-up. His true dream, I get that. I get that as a wrestler. If you were to ask me, right, so Genie pops out of the bottle. He's got this magic wand, and Chael can either be the UFC champion or Chael can be the Olympic wrestling champion. It's not as easy of an answer as you might think. Though the whole world would see me in the UFC, a very small group would see me in the Olympics, but it'd be my group. It'd be the group that I tried to associate with and be part of since I was a little boy. It's just one of those things. Francis can have all of that taken away from him. This is not going to be a back and forth battle where we're going to have to turn to the judges and await Bruce Buffer's announcement because we have no idea. Should this get to the full 25 minutes, which is extremely unlikely, but should it do that, we are going to know for sure who won. Ciryl does what we call punches and bunches. Francis will come out there, hit you, and destroy. Again, I got to compare him to Mike Tyson. One punch, you are destroyed. You are done. Your legs no longer work. You're seeing stars. You don't know where you are. Great damage. Ciryl doesn't do that. He does what's called punches and bunches, where if he can touch you with one hand, he can touch you with a second hand. And if he can touch you twice, he can come back with a third hand, he can finish with a kick. He is going to chop you down. And it's going to take Ciryl a moment to find out who he's in there with. Can I chop this guy down? Am I fast enough? Are my combinations tricky and elusive enough? And as soon as Ciryl realizes, if Ciryl realizes, yes, I can, he's going to do that. He's going to make you look like a fool. That's not just Francis. Ciryl has one way to fight. That's what he does to every opponent. He either puts a level of power on them where they cannot go on, or he picks them apart all night. It's going to be stand-up. These guys are not going to go down to the canvas. And the same can be said for Francis on the other side of the coin. He's billing himself as this world-class, very scary striker. If he goes out there and he lands these shots like he is capable of landing, all of a sudden, this boxing idea, look, I'm not saying this thing has legs, but it is a ladder, and if you want to start making your way up the rungs, there's certain things you have to do. And if Francis goes out there and disposes of Ciryl with the stand-up, he's going to move up a rung. Can we agree on that?